everyone. Follow Missy's actions. Missy Bird!
He told me he was going to say something about my boobs, but he didn't. Hi! It's Pride! I can't stand behind a podium very well, so. First they came for the women, but I said nothing because I wasn't a woman. Then they came for the queers, but I said nothing because I wasn't queer. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to stand up. As I've been thinking about what to say today, the word apathetic has been on my mind. I'm no longer familiar with apathy like I was then. When, you ask? Before, when I hated myself. When I would cry quietly on my bed and I was silently screaming on the inside. You know what it's like. You don't know what is wrong, you can't quite put your finger on it, and when you wish you could describe what is inside of you. What would happen if you gave it a voice? Sometimes if you stop and sit silent enough, you might decide to quit trying to tell yourself to shut up. Then that thing inside of you says, boo, and you spend so much time trying to silence it, you feel like pulling your insides out. Stop the complacency. Would you please just shut up? Faggot, dyke, homo, shut up. Then you decide that apathy is a passive form of acceptance. You didn't have to engage in that good old adage of coming out of the closet. You accepted that you're different, but you weren't ready to go there. No way. What would your parents say, your clergy, your best friend in the whole world? If you remain complacent, no one will be the wiser and you'll be okay because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Mommy's little girl and daddy's perfect boy. If I could talk to you, I would tell you that mommy's little girl would rather play sports, build things, get dirty, trade baseball cards, cut off all my hair, and roughhouse with the neighborhood boys. That's for all the dykes. If I could talk to you, I would tell you that I'm not daddy's perfect boy. I want to wear pretty clothes, dress my sister's Barbies in a million different well-accessorized outfits, put on mommy's lipstick, and not roughhouse with the neighborhood boys. If I could talk to you, I would tell you that mommy's little girl is your dress-wearing, pigtail-having girly girl, except for that one thing. If I could talk to you, I would tell you that daddy's perfect boy is totally your sports-playing, football-loving boy of all boys, except for that one thing. And if I could talk to you, I would tell you that mommy's little girl really wants to be a boy, and daddy's perfect boy really wants to be a girl. But we can't, because we are apathetic and complacent, and it's eating at us from the inside. And so we remain silent until this one day. Do you remember that one day? Because I remember it like it was yesterday. I think that people that aren't queer think it goes something like this. Yawn, stretch, sit up on a beautiful sunny day. Yeah, I think today I'm going to be a lesbian. Ooh, and maybe I'll be a feminist lesbian. Yeah, today's the day. I think that queer people know it goes something like this. Yawn, ugh. Do I have to get up again? Yes, but today is different. No more hating yourself for who you are. No more forced, deafening apathy. Didn't I just read that no one can make you feel inferior without your consent? Well, I'm done giving consent. I'm done hating myself. I'm done with it all. And so you begin planning. Who do you tell first? You pick the person you trust more than any other human soul on the planet, and you agonize, and you break your silence, and they inevitably say something really kind because you knew they would, like, duh. And you go, not the reaction I was looking for. You knew? Duh. How did you know? And then they go off listing your stereotypically homosexual tendencies, and you go, duh. And then they say, how can I help? But what if it doesn't go that way? What if you decided to break your silence and you got beaten or killed? What if that person you trusted more than any other human soul on the planet looked you in the eye and told you you were going to hell, you were dirty, you were bad, and they didn't want to know you anymore even though they'd known you forever? This is where what I call selective apathy comes in. Some people know, some people don't, and all this time there's still something gnawing at you, something in the pit of your insides that you can't come to grips with. And even though you're sort of out to some people, you're still not quite yourself because you have something to keep inside from others. The greatest form of self-preservation is not telling people you're gay. Not engaging in the women's movement, the environmental movement, the equal rights for all regardless of your citizenship status movement, all the while hoping that someone else will do it for you. Our silence is deafening, and it is time for us to start talking and being involved and standing up for everyone, no matter their gender, because they're starting to realize that there are more of us than think, and we are not going to be afraid anymore. We hear all the time about finding our allies. When will you stand up and become an ally in the movement towards justice for all? This weekend is about remembering those who've been silenced by oppression and death. It's about remembering you can't hate someone you know. It's about being political, vocal, and being an ally. It's about knowing that you no longer have to feel silenced by harassment, prejudice, discrimination, or fear. The women's movement, the queer movement, the environmental movement, all these movements are in place to mobilize like a mosaic. Each of us puts in one little stone and you get a great piece of art at the end. Don't agonize, organize. Find your fire. Support women in their fight for justice and equality. Stand up for what you believe in. Remember that cautious, careful people always casting about to preserve their reputation or social standings never bring about reform. Thank you for being brave enough and valiant enough to be you. Thank you for being born just the way you are. Remember that you are done giving consent, and while our struggle is not over, we are done being inferior, and we must work together, because like they used to say, and I hope you guys catch on real quick and say it with me, we're here, we're queer!